Hello, I'm Jonathan. This is Simon. This is Karina. And we came up with this idea called the Red Dream School Initiative, in which today we're going to tell you about what our idea consists of and why our idea is going to be the best. This presentation will inform you what Red Dream School Initiative is and why it is the best idea. What is the Red Dream School Initiative?
The Red Dreams Initiative is the idea of a few members of staff, maybe 3 or 4, going into primary schools, secondary schools and colleges with the purpose of showing them who we are and what we do. We will do this by using a presentation to show them a little bit of what we can do for them. We will use visual aids as well as using a presentation that will be shown and projected to a large group. We can bring in some equipment to show them exactly what we have available. The presentation that we present to the school will be a rehearsed presentation, meaning that anyone can take anyone's place. It doesn't have to be a select group of people, and anyone is qualified to do it. There are 2 types of presentations. One will be for primary schools, which will be a more exciting and visual presentation, which will involve visual aids and maybe bringing a camera to show them. This presentation is all about grabbing their attention and keeping it, and making them want to come to us. Because they are children, we can involve them in questions to keep their attention and hand out stickers for correct questions. And at the end they will receive a flyer which shows our open days and what we do for them. The secondary school and college presentation will be slightly more informative because we don't need to hold their attention as much as we would with children. Because they're older, we can tell them what we can do for them and what we offer as a charity. Maybe if they have a band which likes to rehearse but has nowhere, we can help with that. Or if they have a passion for filmmaking, we can support them. The school is an amazing place to find talent, and this is important to us, especially since we have our own music label. This is an advantage for us because there are lots of schools out there, and because they're between 11 to 19, we can be signed by us and we have more time to work with them, which means more money for us and better skills for them.
Who would be involved? All film photography, marketing and event management will be involved. The event management obviously wouldn't need to help too much because that's what we're going to the schools for, but they could help us along with what we need to say. And the film, they would help us to advertise by filming a short film about Red Dreams and what we can offer for young people. They would then get the footage from the archives and make a short film and obviously use the old footage as well, older footage, because obviously it all says what Red Dreams is about. Event management, they'll do all the beforehand work, they'll phone up and email and arrange everything, all the meetings with the schools. It's they'll contact the schools by email or phone call, and then when they arrange the meeting, hopefully the school will get back to us. If not, we can phone them back if it's worth doing so. And then if they say yes, give them more information, and if they want to go ahead, then our idea will commence.
Cost. I have some cost analysis sheets to give you. If you look on the first page of the cost analysis sheet, it will show you the minimum wage rates. And on the second page is an estimation of how many people will be going and a total of how much it will cost for 3 hours of their wages, which would be £61.98 for 3 apprentices and 2 over 21 employees. On the next page is flyers, printing and design. For 1,000 flyers, it's £21 if you want 216 by 139. And you can see it's a glossy finish and it's PDF proof. On the next page, it will show you the breakdown of all the costs. For the wages, it will be £61.98. The petrol of an 8-mile trip will be £1.58. 1,000 flyers, £21.03, and 1,000 stickers will be £15, with a total of £99.59. However, things to bear in mind are the wages get paid regardless, so we don't need 5 presenters there. 1,000 flyers is more than we need, so it will last for other presentations. The same with the stickers. The petrol works out at 0.32 pence per person, and it costs nothing to get into the school, and there are over 36 in Hartlepool. We have services that, if bought by any parent, covers these costs. We don't need flyers or stickers because they are not a necessity. Our idea gets us out places without needing any startup money. and we can make money without actually spending money. And with over 36 schools in the area, the market is quite big. So what could possibly go wrong?
A lot of things could go wrong, but the most likely are laptops. We need to make sure that the laptops are fully charged and have all the useful information on them for the presentation, e.g. a PowerPoint presentation about Red Dreams and activities throughout the day at the schools. We need to make sure that we bring a spare laptop just in case like the laptop doesn't work. Cables. We need to make sure we have the right cables for the equipment to work and make sure that we have all got the spare ones to take with us to the schools just in case one of them is a dodgy lead. Transport. We need to make sure that we have transport ready, such as a car to get to the schools in good time and be able to transport the equipment to the location. And if we can't get to the school, then it would be advisable to go to a closer school from work or change the day to go to the school. Staff. We need to make sure that the staff knows what's going on and know what they're doing. Staff illness, or if a staff member would have to phone in if they're feeling ill. And staff strikes. If a school has a strike, we can avoid problems by keeping up with communications.
How does Red Dreams benefit from this?
Red Dreams will benefit from our idea as more people will be aware of us and take us more seriously. So I don't think many people, well, a lot of people are aware of us, but there's a lot more people that stop you in the street and be like, what's Red Dreams? And you won't have to go over that awkward conversation, as we all know. We get new kids for our workshops, which we've been struggling to get. We need a lot more people, and also it's £5 per child as well, so that if we had 10 children, that would be an income of £50, which, bearing in mind how many children are in schools. We get more volunteers and donations, and we also get their parents who may be interested in buying our services, or behind every child is obviously a paying parent. So, yeah.
And why is this idea the best? Our idea is cheap, it doesn't really require any startup to do, and it works with kids and young people, and that's what our charity is based around. It builds the staff's morale in quite a cheap way and gives them quite useful resources to use later in life. And now there's over 36 schools, so it's a really, really big market. And if we can't get in one, we can always go to another one. Thank you. Is there any questions?
First, I'd like to congratulate you because I thought it was a really well-planned presentation. The cost analysis is quite in depth. Only a couple of questions. If you're doing school presentations and you had an assembly, if you were giving out to every kid in an assembly, that could be about 500 kids. So would 1,000 flyers be enough?
Yeah, it didn't specify whether or not you'd be going to classrooms of a certain age group, or whether or not we'd be presenting it to the...
You could have them at the front, couldn't you, and let them kind of take them if they wanted to, or just hand them out one per pair kind of thing.
But it does depend on whether or not they have a projector we can use, because if they don't, we can't bring ours in, and we'd have to have a small
Yes, we
group.
can.
Sorry?
Yes, we can.
We can bring it in. We were told by Peter we couldn't.
No.
It was too expensive to bring in.
As long as, well, say because you wouldn't go by yourself, there would be an intern or a member of staff going with you. And as long as we sign that out correctly, you could take a projector.
If we could take it, then we would be aiming to get an assembly, group of children, the whole school if we could.
Right, so when you said, if we go back to the different age groups, you said that the younger age group would be more visually done. Would it be more touchy-feely, as in, not with the kids, but with the equipment?
Yeah, we were hoping to bring some equipment in because telling them what we do doesn't really mean much to them. But if we showed them like a camera and hooked it up to the computer so they could see as we're filming it, or we brought in like a boom mic, they would really, I think they'd enjoy that and they'd be more interested to come to see what else we have.
Right, okay. So you take in like a small bit of
Yeah.
filming equipment or a camera and say take some photos and we'll edit them straight away.
Yeah.
That's to the younger children. How would that sell our workshops?
Well,
We could tell them that like you could go more into depth with it and use the cameras a bit more and like one-to-ones and stuff like that a lot more if they come into the workshops.
Which I agree, yeah, but what about everything else we do?
that would be
Vocal coaching.
That's why we're involving everyone else, because if we involve
Right.
a couple more people, they obviously know more in depth about each.
Right, because you're primarily filming photography,
Yeah.
but you would bring in
It wouldn't just be
a singing
equipment.
coach or bring in someone that does acting
Yeah.
and just make games around that. Is that what
No,
you're
there's
saying?
no reason. That's why we say it doesn't matter who goes. Anyone's qualified to go. So if we want to bring someone who does like drama, we could. There's no reason why we can't.
We could like also adapt it to like what we need. Like if we need more people for like the music workshop, we could take that out and do that in that school. And then if we get too many people for that, then do something else. Like
So the presentation is more like
Adaptable.
specific to the kind of work that we're doing at the current time.
yeah, like whatever we need kind of thing.
Well, what? Yeah, okay. Obviously, you need some pre-planning because if you're doing a workshop in 2 months' time, you'd probably be going out and telling them about that then.
Yeah.
It would be good even for the young children if two people are there that does filmmaking, that they would understand the other aspects of what Red Dreams does. So if they can't say this is hands-on, say, oh, we do vocal coaching, musician, even if it's on a PowerPoint and it shows a young person playing a guitar, a young person singing, so it's visual to them. So it would be like as a contingency as well for staff illness. If all of you within the apprentices understood what we did in each aspect,
Yeah.
rather than saying, well, a filmmaker and photographer's going, so we're going to talk about filmmaking photography. You need to understand everything. Other than that,
The change in the school day, when you what could go wrong, like say you mentioned like if a car wasn't an option, it'd say like you'd rearrange the date with the school.
Yeah.
On short notice, that would probably be very unprofessional to do. To say like, you know, oh, we'll have to it could take a while to reschedule a day and you couldn't just...
to arrange a different time, like sort of like an appointment or stuff like that.
No, but like public transport's always an option, like a taxi or see if anybody else can drive you there, like that, rather than rearranging it. You
Like
know.
possibly work with the school if they've got their own transportation. Maybe
Yeah.
they could help out in that way.
but yeah, well, taxi, you're absolutely right, Andy. If we're booked in to do something, you speak to one of the members of the staff and say, can you book us a taxi too? And when you finish, ring us from your mobile and say, can we have a taxi back? Rather than not turn up.
Yeah.
Because again, what that says to those young children and that like school is that, you know, you can't be trusted to be there. So, plus, if staff illness comes into it, like you say, you always have a contingency where if there's two of you going, there's another two on backup. If you both ring in ill, it still has to go ahead. So the two would then move into your place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Presentation wise, I thought was good. From the introduction, when you had the slide saying like what the Red Dream School initiative is, there should have been more written information on that particular slide, because it was like we got a picture of some kids and then you told us all the information.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think there should be more written information there on that particular slide, but everything else was fine.
Yeah, the slides were a bit with just the questions in the middle. I know that probably gives you a chance to then discuss it, which is what a presentation's all about. It would have been nice to maybe get a copy of the presentation afterwards, so we've always got it, because when you go out of here, unless we've wrote it down, we haven't got it.
Okay.
So a copy of the presentation, maybe with additional notes of what you've said on.
Yeah.
I think we've printed out some of them. Like we've printed out slides for each of them and stuff. So
Yeah.
We don't have any to use at the moment.
yeah.
Well, when you go to most presentations, you normally get a copy of them, so you can like sort of follow through and make your own notes as the presentation's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what you would normally have is a sheet of paper with your slide, and then a box next to it where we could put our notes in. Some people do that. Some people don't give it out until the end because they want to engage people. And sometimes, if you give something out like that, everyone's like that.
Yeah.
So I do like. I thought, considering it's on camera, I thought you held up really well actually. Thought it was well done. Thanks.
we're free now. We've only got 10 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you so much for that, and well done. You can go now. Just stood there.